So I'm playing Call of Duty last night, and I get into this discussion with this guy, and he's trying his hardest to let me know that Call of Duty is lifelike and all this other stuff, and it could use his techniques and his gameplay style in real life. And I'm just shaking my head. I didn't really argue with him. So that inspired me today to make up my top 5 things in Call of Duty that are different in real life. So please, guys, I care about you guys. I want you to be here. Please understand that Call of Duty is a game and treat it as such. Exactly what I'm saying. It's not a training simulator. It's not anything of that ridiculous mindset. Please have perspective and know it's simply a game. Just enjoy it, have fun, play it, just have a good time. It's simply a game. So number 5 on my list is health regeneration. And we know that you can't regenerate health. Do we? Really? Do we know that? Well, technically you can regenerate health. When you cut your finger, over time it'll heal back. Now, kids are on these newfangled drugs these days, so, it got you thinking all types of crazy stuff. But honestly, don't let you get on something and think that you're going to take 4 bullets, hop around the corner and sit down for 5 seconds and regenerate health like Wolverine, because it's not going to happen for you, buddy. So please, health regeneration is a no-no. So the number 4 thing is going to be guns. And I did guns as just one all-encompassing topic because guns take years to master. I know people think that guns are just point and shoot. That's it. I mean, to an extent, that is true. But there are so many other techniques that you have to learn before you can actually become efficient with a gun. One thing that people fail to realize, and I know I did the first time that I went to the shooting range, is you're literally setting off an explosion 2 feet from your face. So when you shoot that gun, it's gonna blow, and it's really extremely loud, disorienting. So now when you go to shoot the next bullet, you're gonna kind of try to compensate for that explosion, which tends to make your shot drift as you kind of squeeze, bang, and then your aim is off. I mean, that's just one thing. I mean, there's tons of stuff that you have to learn. Squeezing the trigger instead of pulling the trigger. If you pull the trigger, you tend to make your aim tilt down because you're using more muscles in your hand to pull the trigger, rather than squeezing the trigger leaves your aim level and straight. So there's so much more that goes into it. So don't think that you're just going to go, I'm going to take an M881 with an ACOG scope. Let me get that foregrip and the stuff. No, you're going to be stuck in the back peeling potatoes or whatever they need because you're going to be horrible with it. So number 3 is vest protect less than you think. And I'm talking about flak jackets and bulletproof vests. So in Call of Duty, you run around with your flak jacket on and you trip a claymore and boom, it blows up, and you just keep running, and there's a grenade and boom, it blows up, and you just keep on running, don't you? In real life, that's not how it works. First off, flak jackets and bulletproof vests come in grades. So higher grades can handle higher explosions and higher bullets. The other thing, and this is just one I wanted to throw in there, flak jackets and bulletproof vests have expiration dates on them, just like milk, because the manufacturers can only guarantee the materials for so long because materials degrade over time. So that's just one I wanted to throw in there, just so you knew about it. So when you trigger an explosion, there are 3 forces at work that the vest has to deal with. One, there's heat. When you trigger an explosion, it's going to create a large fireball, a lot of heat, burns, all that stuff. The second and the most dangerous part of any explosion is the concussive force. So when you're watching Saving Private Ryan and that guy gets blown up, it is the air pressure from all that energy being liberated in such a small space that blows off limbs, separates this from that. It's the air pressure that does all of that damage. Also, when you're wearing a bulletproof vest, just say that person happens to aim at a spot where the vest can cover, because they don't make a vest for your face. But just say that they do. The part that is even more damaging is the transfer of energy from the bullet to the vest to your body, because that vest may have stopped the bullet from going through, but the force from that bullet continues. So literally it's like being whacked in the chest with a sledgehammer. You're going to have broken bones, internal bleeding, all sorts of things can happen to your body once that bullet is stopped. So you're not going to be like the old gunslinger cop in the movies. Luckily I had my vest on. He gets up and he goes home to his wife. That's not going to happen for you. And the final thing that people forget about when an explosion happens is shrapnel. That one piece of metal has now turned into 100 pieces of metal being shot out at high velocity. They can be stuck. They can get lodged. Check out Iron Man. That's how Tony Stark became Iron Man. Shrapnel got his ass. So, yeah, the vest may protect you from some stuff, but honestly, guys, it will not protect you from everything. So the number 2 thing that is different from Call of Duty to real life, is the drop shot. I'm just shaking my head. Number 1, I don't like it, because in the game I can never do it. I always get shot before I hit the ground. But for those who don't know, in Call of Duty, if you go from standing to prone while you're shooting at somebody, you change elevation and it makes you more difficult for the person to shoot. Very simple. Now, the problem is if you try to do that in real life, number 1, it's just impractical. You're not going to leave yourself completely exposed as you waste time trying to get to the ground to shoot the person. Now, we're not talking about when somebody's shooting at you and you get on the ground just to make sure you don't get shot. This is as you see somebody, you just drop to the ground and start shooting. You look ridiculous. 1, as you drop down looking like you're about to do push-ups, you have to hold on to the ground as you hit the ground and, still try to shoot. So your aim is going to be terrible. 2, you lose mobility as you get to the ground. 3, you lost time trying to get to the ground. So all of these things mixed together just makes it absolutely impractical to drop shot in real life. You just look dumb. I wonder if I need to talk to a military guy. I wonder if they teach that. But, if you do try and drop shot and you get shot, you deserve to be shot. So the number 1 thing that is different from Call of Duty to real life is the quick scope, quick shooting. And for those who don't know, I know a lot of you guys play Call of Duty. I'm not talking to you. Please don't bitch or moan for me explaining this. But in Call of Duty, I understand why they put it in there, because without putting quick scoping in the game, it would render the sniper class absolutely useless. So I understand why they sped it up and made it, so they could be offensive, defense, whatever you want to call it. I understand why they put it in there. But in real life, and I'm not going to say that you could not, it's not possible for you to quick scope somebody. It's very possible. You could turn, aim, and actually hit somebody. But it is extremely improbable that would actually happen. 1, a sniper rifle is a long barreled weapon used for accuracy. So when you are slightly off, that changes the trajectory of that bullet by leaps and bounds. So going to kind of swing it around and bing, shoot somebody, it's less than likely that you're going to hit somebody. Number 2, there's no way that you're going to get into the scope that quickly, identify, adjust, then shoot somebody in that small amount of time. And the third thing, and I don't think this is the part that I don't think people really take into account, is the kick from the gun. Shooting a bullet that big, that far, is literally gonna kick the gun back as far and as hard as it shot the bullet out the front side. So if that gun is not firmly in place, that space that it had to buck back into your chest, it's gonna break your clavicle. It's gonna bruise your. It's gonna do something to where you are seriously injured. So definitely the kick from the gun is something that you're gonna have to take into account, buddy. So quick scoping is not an option.
See, we only like music that rhymes.
Hey, I hope dude is watching because I sent him a message about this video, so I hope he sees this. But if you guys think of anything else that is different in Call of Duty than it is in real life, please leave it down in the comments for me because I may do an uptake to it, if we find some more stuff. Also, guys, I'd like to say thanks for watching. If you're new here, please click the subscribe button, guys. Always. If you like to have your video up in there, make sure you hit me up on Twitter so we can link up and I can explain what you needs to do. And as always, guys, I like to say thanks a lot.